to do a documentary like this is something that we haven't seen enough in the news. So I'm wondering, can you give us a top line on the trauma that little kids experienced by what they went through?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's all interesting because one of the main reasons that I made this documentary is for that exact point. I was seeing year after year that news stations and articles coming out about Hurricane Katrina, but no one was talking about the kids. So that was one of the things that really fueled me to do this documentary. I think that some of the lasting traumas of Hurricane Katrina, it's everything from anxiety to PTSD, fight or flight, anger, sadness. Those are just some of the things that we explore in this doc. And what's most important is like us finally being able to talk about it so that that stuff doesn't surface in the worst ways or no longer surface, in the worst ways.
So now there's a whole generation of kids who are now somewhere in their early 20s or early 30s, who are living in New Orleans. And what is it that you're seeing? How is it impacting New Orleans today when you have people who are so traumatized by this event?
Yeah, well, what's really impacting people is the fact that, we haven't spoken about it, or in the case of the film, many of us have never been asked about it. So, I think that ways that trauma surfaces, it all varies. I think that when it comes to community, if you look at the current state of New Orleans youth, it's a really violent place when it comes to youth culture right now in New Orleans. There's a lot of anger and like a lot of sadness that's coming out of this trauma. Personally, I think that again, kids are dealing with, anxiety and PTSD and sadness. How do you look at your country when, you dealt with Hurricane Katrina in 2005 and it seemed like your life didn't matter, So there's definitely something there that's all throughout the documentary. I think that, there's many stories in this film that really is like a reflection of what the government didn't do for us down in New Orleans, specifically the children.